We can sum things up by saying that the government during the Gilded Age was riddled with scandals, including fraudulent elections and also the influence of lobbyists and captains of industry. You can see on your right there a picture of Rockefeller. He's using his money to influence the White House, and those are his oil refineries behind Congress there. Also, there were issues regarding the spoils system and government leaders selecting unqualified individuals who happened to be their friends to government offices. Rutherford B Hayes comes along, campaigns for president, and in his platform he advocates for political reform. The general public is happy to hear it, and he is elected in 1877. Hayes urges the elimination of patronage, or the spoils system, and the establishment of the merit system. So merit is like your qualifications, the things that make you qualified or good at something. Hayes leads reform efforts. He appoints independents to office, sets up investigative commission to figure out why there is so much fraud and corruption in the government. James Garfield comes along right behind him. He's elected in the next election of 1880, and he continues the reforms by appointing reformers to government positions. However, Garfield is assassinated by a frustrated job seeker. You can see he's assassinated at close range there. And his vice president, Chester Arthur, becomes president. During this time, the Pendleton Act is passed. The Pendleton Act is important because it ends the spoils system. It establishes the Civil Service Commission, which makes appointments based on the merit system. So the Civil Service Commission is responsible for screening job applicants and making sure that people appointed to government positions are very qualified for their jobs. Also requires government examination for jobs. Make sure you know and understand what the Pendleton Act is. So the Debrief debate, which has always been a problem, continues. Big business has one opinion on tariffs. Of course, Democrats have an opposing view. Which do you think supports tariffs and which do you think opposes tariffs? Think about that for a minute and circle the yes or no in each one of those bulleted items. Big business says, circle 1, yes or no, to tariffs. Democrats, mostly in the South, say yes or no, circle 1, to tariffs. I think you can figure that out. So President Grover Cleveland is elected in 1884, and he tries to lower tariffs, but he has no support from Congress, and he's unable to do so. We're just rolling through the elections now because in 1888, President Benjamin Harrison is elected, and he signs the McKinley Tariff Act, increasing tariffs. So you can see through the public and the public support of government how controversial the issue of tariffs is. More Grover, and that says that because Grover was elected again in 1892. So you see there was a gap there. He was elected in 1884, then Harrison was elected in 1888, and now Cleveland is back. He's the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms in office. Again, he tries lowering the tariffs, but is unsuccessful. What does that tell you about how people felt about the tariffs in general? Who had more power when it came to voicing their opinion on tariffs? So that sums up this series of videos, and also it sums up Goal 5. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in class.